Peace, 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 family. How you all doing? I hope all is well with you. My name is Keisha. I'm the owner of Ascendant Astrology, and I am your astrology coach. Today, I'm going to be talking about Mercury entering into Aries. But before I get into that, I just wanted to let everybody know I just got my tooth pulled. So if I sound funny, that's why. And I refused to be on screen looking this way, but I also had to get this video out because Mercury will enter Aries on March 19th and it'll be there until April 3rd. So we should get ahead of this. Um, Even though we won't really see the true effects of this again until we get out of this Mars Neptune square, and I'll talk more about what to expect around that. But just the basic energy that we should definitely focus on. I'll go through that as well, so you know how to manifest and take advantage of these transits. And so the signs that will be affected the most are Gemini and Virgo and Aries, obviously, because it's in Aries and Mercury rules Gemini and Virgo. Mercury rules communication. It's first of all, it lives in the third and sixth house. So anytime we're talking about Mercury, again, you have to incorporate Virgo themes, which is health and your daily routines and habits, your health routines, taking your daily vitamins, any kind of health appointments and maintenance, if you will, keeping up your hygiene and things of that nature can possibly come up here. I do have to say this, even though there's no retrogrades going on. If you've been following me for a really long time, I did a really, really big video of Aries, of Mars being in its own sign. And even though we're not discussing Mars right now, there is a lot of sex going on with Mars and Gemini. Um, Squaring Neptune and Pisces is a very sexual sign. So, family, please, 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 please be mindful of sexually transmitted diseases. It's a thing. Or inflammatory stuff for my ladies out there. Y'all already know that pH balance is a real thing. And so there could be buildup here with something like with the transit like this. So making sure you're taking care of your lady parts and all that there, because it could become a thing at this time, something that you need to visit or address. Um, Also, um, uh, this could be work related things, things with coworkers, your work environment. Um, And because it's in Aries, it can become extremely volatile, chatty, gossipy, um, and kind of authority issues or competitive in some way, shape, or form. So be mindful of that as well if you do work. And in business, if you're somebody who's hiring people and or hiring people for outside services like dog workers, house sitters, babysitters, nannies, house cleaners, um, somebody to wash your car, whatever kind of extra additional help you might need if you have a business, so that you can get more work done because you are undoubtedly going to get busy, especially the more we move into Aries season. It's just going to offset this energy even more. Um, Make sure you vet people heavily. I don't give a damn if you feel like you got to do 3 interviews. If you can hold the interviews off, until Aries season where I feel like it'll be more clarity, great. But if you can't until then, um, make them come back, interview them again, interview them a third time. Because Aries can be quite volatile, sass, energy, right? People who move fast, make fast decisions, but are violent, um, impulsive, and they could be battering here, even though it's with Mercury. So we're really talking about Aries operating through mercurial themes. We already have a stellium of planets in Aries. That's just gonna grow throughout Aries season. And so I like to embellish a little bit and be like, hey, 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 it can happen. Okay. So just be mindful. All right. Um, okay, so that's the Virgo energy. Now, Mercury also lives in the third house, which rules Gemini. And some of the themes that come with that are communication, how your process works, your intellect, studying, learning, processing information, anything to do with your hands. So be careful for like carpal tunnel and inflammation in the hands, especially most likely, obviously, if you're older or in sports. Um, it could be a thing where it just inflames at this time to a point where you can't do what you need to do. Um, this is also your vocation or vocational education. So any kind of industrial work, or training programs where you're actually learning a skill, um, engineering, um, any kind of construction, um, or it could be social media stuff too, to be honest with you, especially once this hits Jupiter. But um, I'm just trying to think how to word this. Um, Yeah, just anything that has to do with, oh, I know what it is. Violent communication or abusive communication on social media. This could even be threats and things of that nature. Or it could be threats of be careful for like not scams, but like you having to shut your computer down because you've got a virus. There you go. That's what I wanted to say. Something to that effect. Um, or this could be like devices burning out or shutting down or things of that nature. So just be mindful of that. Um, this is also like not friends, but like acquaintances, connecting, chatting, socializing. That's a better word for Geminian themes. Socializing, um, phone calls, emails, documents, signing things, running errands, busy work, and just super, super busy in general. Especially with siblings, cousins, aunts, nieces, nephews, uncles, um, or neighbors, getting into altercations with neighbors or siblings, um, getting into fights. Especially you can just see these things in the neighborhood, car accidents, Speeding. This is not the time to be on your phone and driving fast, okay? Because Aries can be like authoritative figures and people getting pulled over or you know those stops. You know how they have them random stops if you're out late at night and they have like I can't I want to call them checkpoints for some reason, but I could completely be wrong. But I know y'all know what I'm talking about, where they set up those stupid sobriety check things. Oh my God, could you that's gonna be horrible if they freaking do that, but it could be a thing. Okay, so no speeding, and no talking on the phone because it could lead to really bad car accidents. Um, what else? Deliveries, same thing as errands, essentially. Anything in your community. Um, I said processing information, like your thoughts on making decisions. Um, Travel, specifically short distance travel. So this would actually be a really good time to travel if you have the opportunity to do so. And also transportation. Oh my God. If people out there take public transportation or do like a Uber, just be careful. People just might be really fresh, nasty, and inappropriate at this time. I would say try to ignore it, but with all this Aries energy, unfortunately, I hate to be the one to say it. You got time today. Fuck around and somebody gonna find out. May the best man win because I really, really, really don't think that we're going to be able to fight this. What I will say is that some of the more positive things of Aries is being assertive. So make sure you have some goals and things to do throughout the days to kind of keep you busy and focused and practice stopping and thinking before you speak. So listening more than speaking to be on the upswing to this, you'll have better opportunities for things to go well. But if I'm also being super honest, I just feel like people got time today. Okay. We're ready. Like you want it, I'm going to give it to you. Okay. My prayers are with everybody. Um, this is also commerce, so it could get really, really busy in general, like people shopping and doing business with others, again, connecting with others, socializing, networking, um, being flirty, flirtatious, flings, one night stands with all that Aries energy. Um, Unfortunately, these are, quick, fast things that happen, then they're gone. So the more intentional with your actions, making sure you're speaking up and saying what it is you want and what you don't want, what you can stand, what you can't stand as nicely as you possibly can, because there's definitely sass here. More so about being honest and the truth. That's another side of this Aries energy or clarity. I'm just providing you with clarity because if I'm not clear, then you don't know how to treat me and vice versa. So you can, use language like that instead of making it a opposition where there's an argument can come out from it, or to even give somebody the opportunity to say, oh, she's got a nasty fucking attitude, shit like that. Try your best to do what you can to make yourself clear so that it doesn't come off as asshole-esque. A lot of cursing and swearing. Aries is my Cabbage Patch Kids placement. These are people who fart on you, shit with the door open, burp mad loud. I mean, it's Just it is what it is, okay? Um, it just could be a lot of those kind of personal expressions going on. It could be very vulgar and disgusting. Um, and be mindful that Aries, it's actually Mars, not Aries. The ruler of Aries is the ancient ruler to Scorpio. So you do kind of sort of have to incorporate some of these scorpionic themes, and Scorpio's in the South Node right now. So we're still in that phase of releasing and letting go. So people could even be like, damn, I said I wasn't gonna say that, or start like a swear jar, or things of that nature could be taking place in your life because you might really be trying to take accountability. That's another high road of Aries energy that you can incorporate into your language so that people don't get it twisted or take you the wrong way. Is taking accountability for your actions, and how you show up at this time, specifically how you communicate at this time, because um it's just one more thing that can help possibly prevent this from being way worse than um it's actual necessary. This could also be with that scorpionic energy, cutting things out, burning things off. So this could be like working out for sure. But yeah, just be careful on transportation because you could really run into some intentional nasty people who are they got time today because their life's not working out. They're just gonna shit all over your party. Um uh yeah, so as far as commerce goes, great for business in general. We can see a spike in business dealings and entrepreneurship, self-employment. We can even hear a lot of themes around that coming up at this time. I've been talking about this for a while, so now we're here, family. Are you ready? Um, this could also be having very intelligent conversations, witty, chatty conversations. And Aries rules the self. It's the first house. So this is morning time. Things and rituals you can do in the mornings, like listening to motivational speakers, or it's Mercury, so taking your vitamins, you might be more motivated to do those types of things now, first thing in the morning when you wake up, taking care of your health, your hygiene immediately. Whereas, depending on if you're a morning person or not, or if you have to go somewhere or not, or if you're working from home for not, might be some of the things that we lost during the pandemic or fell off from during the pandemic, because our schedules might have changed, our lifestyles might have changed quite drastically. And so these might be things that you're considering picking up, or you're going back to work. And so you're having to pick them up, or your health is in detriment. So you're doing them to prevent health issues. And it doesn't have to be that you have health issues. You just might want to be more healthier. So you want to do these things. You want to get up first thing in the morning, listen to some motivation, do some workouts, take a walk around the block, whatever. Um, it just might be what you're being driven towards, because Aries rules your motivation, your drive, and what wakes you up in the morning, right? This could also be about yourself, taking accountability, your body. So you could be changing your physical appearance, changing your fashion and style, and how you show up to the world, or maybe you're getting a different position somehow, some way where people are going to see you differently. And if it's not you specifically, it could be a website, a business, or something, a launch or something, or you're just changing something or adding a new service or some kind of discount or something to that nature, could be coming up in a way where you're announcing something. Um, this is also your self-esteem. Um, Yeah, your self-esteem. So again, something about motivational speaking or videos or mantras. That's a really good one to help with keeping your spirits up, especially while we're still in the Mars Neptune square Pisces season energy. It's still kind of strong here. And so if you've been feeling doubt, lack, loss, unclear, foggy, um, fear, not wanting to move, unsure, um, there might be again a drive to work on those things in some way, however you see fit in doing so. Um, this is also about initiating things, a fresh start. It is the astrological new year or the real new year, as I like to call it. And so you could have some New Year's goals and resolutions that you're writing out and working on and taking action on. Aries is very much walk your talk. And so if you say you're going to do something, you are literally embodying, manifesting in real time by saying with your mouthpiece, magician, Mercury, Gemini energy here, I'm gonna do this, 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 and you are getting it done. So again, having like lists, planning out your days intentionally could really, really, really bring you some positive influence and just like congratulatory things that you can do as a way to say, hey, I am working on my goals and I can actually see them being done day by day type of thing. Um, and so really just like taking steps to achieve goals, right? Um, this can bring excitement and confidence and even some kind of adventure that you might be going on. If you're not actually traveling, the adventure could be that you're starting this new journey that is, again, very exciting. Um, this is a good time to study law, travel, spirituality, martial arts, self-defense, or healing, like actual healing, because we have Chiron and Aries, Jupiter and Aries, and those are some of the themes that come with those um energies. And so if you want to go back and look at my Jupiter and Aries video that I did, now would be a really good time to revisit that video because a lot of those things might be resurfacing now. So what was you doing back in May of last year? Or what did you start, but maybe it didn't work out, or you have to switch some things around, or you're just picking up momentum on them, or whatever, what have you. You can see you might be able to get more pointers from that time. Um, we can see more themes around entrepreneurship, athletes, independent journalists, independent creators. So social media content and again, web design or development, and just building your public persona in general, right? In some kind of way, because it could be public speaking, broadcasting, YouTubing, getting on IG lives, to talk, to speak, to give a message, to say something, Mercury. Um, Health, fitness, and your rights, your personal rights, but just your rights in general. You might be more inclined to know more about those things, or you just have more things in play happening with you around law in general that you have to go through, deal with, address, right? Because of Jupiter, again, is legal things. Um, let's see. We could see a lot of themes, especially towards the end of this transit, just before Mars moves into Cancer, around the um, homeland, so rights and freedom in this country, um, knowing the difference between what freedom is for others, and if you as a African American person, Black person, however you identified as a colored person, um, just remember when we're talking about Jupiter, and I talk about this all the time, um, that this country, there's two Americas, right? And so when you're studying law, you really have to know that a lot of these laws were put against you and they're not for you. They're only to benefit their pockets and their system. But there is just law in general, like universal law, doing the right thing, being a good person, so that you can prevent being in unlawful situations. But then you also have, again, that two Americas where, some of those things aren't for you. And so you have to essentially take the hard route to get to a lot of these successes and these journeys in life, um, because the laws say that, but they're really set up for, broke, poor, um, low class, low level people who are already in detriment to, again, that slave mentality build off of them. We cannot forget that family. Um, um, And so we can see a lot of debates and pretty volatile, uh, not so cute debates around these things for sure. I just seen the reparations thing. I think the NAACP. So apparently in California, I'm going to be posting about this tomorrow. Now that Venus is in Taurus, we're going to talk about this here money situation, right? And so apparently the NAACP has revoked the idea of getting reparations in cash, and they're wanting to, or suggesting that people get it some other kind of way, which I find very interesting, by the way. But essentially, you can already see how this would cause some kind of problem, right? Um, it's going to be very interesting to see how else that plays out because California has already been, from what I understand, it's a go. California has, there is a law made to give reparations to all Black people that live in California. And there was something else that came up that I was like, ooh, I think I seen Biden actually passed a law to release low-level drug offenses. So um, we can see some pretty strong opinions coming out about that too. So ooh, this is gonna be a very eventful season. I don't know yet if I'm looking forward to it or if I'm gonna like run and hide. But this could also be quick thinking, acting, impulsive. You may be more assertive, militant, direct, bold, strong, have a big ego. So there's going to be a lot of bumping heads and, again, heated debates. Opportunities. There can be opportunities to be more independent, taking accountability. Be careful for people being impatient, especially when you're speaking. You have those people who can't wait to you finish to get something out your mouth before you just haul off and hit them, because I think it's coming. I don't think people have the patience. Nobody has patience. Good Lord. Try to be uh you know, aware that that's a thing and just try to like be patient and step back with people because it's competitive behavior. Sports is going to be really big. There can be a strong desire to win and prove yourself through communication. Oh boy, I'm not ready. I thought about it. I'm not ready. Okay. Um, on the 18th, just before Mercury actually moves into Aries. We're still again in that heavy Neptune energy, so we can see a lot of secrets, what's been suppressed, people getting pissed because there's not enough openness or truth. And this doesn't have to be with just relationships or family or um, you know, this could be work, friends, whomever. If you're waiting to hear back from interviews, I've actually been waiting for a while. I've applied for work like months ago now, at least a month ago, if not two, and I'm just now hearing responses back. So, um, there could be a lot of people who are waiting for something that might be preventing them from moving forward or taking action or diving into this new exciting journey because somebody's not being honest or they're just taking their sweet old time or they're being lazy and they don't want to move or don't want to do something or they're, in their shell and behind the scenes and you know what I mean? And so we can start to get really revved up because it's go time and people are going to be feeling that. And if you are holding somebody back, that can cause some kind of friction or conflict, unfortunately. um and this is going to last for a good 3 months. This isn't just going to be for the 18th. And I'll be keeping you guys updated with these details as you know and how and why they're playing out. But I can tell you right now, it's because Neptune and Pisces is still going to be in Pisces, even though we'll be out of Pisces season. It's the new year. And so no matter what, this specific energy and anything that's coming up at this time has the potential to last throughout the entire year, if that makes sense at all. And so you really have to be mindful of that. So another way to look at that is like if you're getting a reading or you're watching these videos, don't just look at them as time and space from the time that I'm telling you it's from this period to this period, because that's just when it's going to be the strongest. But your um responsibility as a human or as somebody who's looking to evolve is to take these transits and things that you learn and carry them into your entire life so that you can be a better person, not just during this time but for forever, for your forever. you know so try to keep that in mind, family. And then from the 19th to the 21st, we can see a lot of world transactions, credit transactions, digital transactions, ATMs, a personal communication, frustration with transparency. So ask questions, family. Remember, Aries is about taking accountability for how you want things to play out in your life. If you are waiting for somebody to make decisions in your life, first of all, you're not in your personal power, which Scorpio is going to come for you, by the way. And you will feel the pressure throughout until that Scorpio eclipse ends, which is till the end of this year. Um, but you will feel the pressure, or something can happen that's going to put a fire under your ass that says, look, stop trusting people. I know it's hard for us because these are things that we are not taught, but these are things that you need to be taught. Especially with Saturn and Pisces now. I'm so, woo, yeah, I don't like it. Okay? Ask questions. I don't give a damn how dumb it is. I don't care how uncomfortable it is. It's going to be more uncomfortable if you don't ask, and now you're getting your feelings hurt. Now there's a breakup. or you're stuck in a situation or a relationship that's not treating you well. And who you gonna blame for that? Are you gonna blame somebody else when you could have asked questions? Step into your intuition using your knowledge and experience and wisdom from past situations and learning a lesson. There's some kind of cycle here that is coming to an end. You have learned something up until this point about yourself that you needed to see. Take that. Don't take that for granted. Take it and use it for all situations in your life, and making sure that you're giving time and breath and space for things to show up as truth. And you got to figure out, how much time that is for you. Um, no, 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 no. We can see a lot of people saying, I was afraid to say something. I was afraid to ask questions. I was afraid to speak out because censorship. So yeah, this could even be like YouTubers and people who do podcasts and stuff, not wanting to talk about the truth because they don't want to get cut off or canceled. Because a lot of these platforms and people who've been doing it, this is a source of income for them. So that could be of great detriment. And the importance of following their platform rules and laws. Again, going back to laws, and oof, I'm not even ready. I'm not. So yeah, there's gonna be a lot of that cancel crap coming up again. Um, and again, it can be like that until Mars moves into Cancer, where things might be, the energy will shift and change. But yeah. This could also be show up as like people sleeping, off into the woods, like daydreaming, not paying attention, not really here on Earth, not tapped in, tapped out, drugging, avoiding, scared, afraid, unsure. And then once that sun conjunction hits, and we're like officially in that Aries season, I'm telling you right now, there's going to be those sun conjunct people who are going to be like, screw this. I'm going to get out there and make a change. I'm going to say something. I'm going to do something. I'm going to get involved in my community. I'm going to write a blog or share something on social media. So, like I said, people are ready to release and like get out of this behind the scenes kind of internal energy. Um, we could be taking action in our healing again because of Chiron and asking for help. This could also be apologies coming in. So if you have an apology to give, this is a great time to write an apology letter. Whether you actually send it or not is entirely up to you. If it's appropriate to do so, if not, still write it. And I'd say hold on to it until, it's strong within you, and read it a few different times until you really, really, really feel that apologetic energy overflowing, and then burn it. Burn it. That would be a great ritual to do if that's something that pertains to you in your life. Um, What else can this be? Oh, forgiveness for yourself, because again, Aries is about the self, but also obviously forgiveness to others. And heart to heart communication. This is a really good time for launches, writing something, starting a business, publishing a book, traveling, going to school, learning, studying, getting a mentor, getting a lawyer if you need it. Studying your culture, back to what I was saying before, the difference between this country because like most people, we're gonna start to see a lot of conversations about immigrants. I've already seen something going on. I don't even remember where the hell it is, but there's like fucking thousands of people or immigrants trying to get into some other country or something. I don't know. I didn't read it fully and completely, but we're gonna start to have more conversations about crossing borders, foreigners, other countries, and laws, and how America is so great because they don't have specific laws and legalities like they do in other countries. But family, remember, you are not fucking white. Okay, and I say that with the kindest heart. If there's anybody white listening, you have to know who you are and where you stand within those laws. And so there's only two other things that you can do here. You're either super spiritual, where you're following some kind of philosophy, discipline, or culture, right? Which is what Black people have been torn away from. So it's really hard for us to grasp this ideology that puts you in some high moral ground, right? That keeps you on the right side of the law, right? Um or it's, um the spiritual aspect or the cultural aspect, being disciplined, either or both. So a lot of knowledge and education about your two different Americas and what other cultures and philosophies and things that they have outside of here are just really good to know about and understand and study at this time, because in some way this is going to come up. um I want to say I can spend some. I'm stuttering, not because I'm losing my words, because I really, my mind is telling me, Keisha, this video is already too long. Get your ass off this fucking laptop. So I'm stand down. I'm gonna stand down. I'm gonna stand down. But if you've been listening to me for a while, y'all know how I feel about this topic. And you really have to figure out what that is for you as a way to build wealth, build family, build a business, build a persona, a public persona, for yourself, and things of that nature. Not so much like law or, corporations and what their beliefs are when it comes to building, because I'm telling you right now, it's different for Black people, just point blank period. I know that's a hard conversation for most people to have, but it's the truth, right? um okay. um yeah, getting a mentor, guru, um or again picking up or studying a philosophy, a belief, morals, ethics, and things of that nature. This can also be healing from actual injuries like cuts, concussions, headaches, sinus issues, and burns. Okay. And there can be a lot of talking here when this starts to conjunct with Jupiter. People might not be able to shush. Um, Making things bigger than they seem, so embellishing a little bit. Be careful for that. um Very egotistical, like I know best, I know better, I'm gonna show you. And all those kind of lower expressions you got to watch out for. I don't know why when I think of that I think of kids, but then we have some grown ass kids too, so whatever. This could also be great for inspiring others, or again motivational speakers, or motivating yourself. And we're really going to want to heed to the highest expressions of Aries as much as we can. Because once Mars hits Cancer, you have to understand that Aries is always going to look at its ruling planet Mars and what sign it's in. And so when Mars hits Cancer, and I'll obviously be talking about this more at that time, which is the 23rd, I believe, 23rd or 25th. One of the two are changing, both Pluto in Aquarius and Mars into Cancer. I don't know which day is which though. It could be the 23rd or the 25th. Once that transit changes, um, this can bring conflict, violence, anger, and derogatory communication in the home, right? Because Cancer's home and family, not feeling safe in the home, emotional reactions. This is no fucking bueno, right? Because we already know that emotions aren't real. And so if you're acting off of those things, you are undoubtedly setting off your karma for the new year, which is not good. So try to get grounded, family, get some goals and structure in your and whatever you're moving assertively towards. And if it's not anything that doesn't have anything to do with your goals, which again, which is why culture, understanding your culture, being disciplined in a culture, um, and not no fucking law, um, is gonna help you, or else you'll find out. You're gonna find out about that second America while your ass is fucking in fucking prison because you emotionally reacted to something that possibly isn't even real. You probably won't find out until later down the line, and now you got payments you got to pay, money that's being taken away from you. This is all financial and economics. Get familiar, family. Start studying and learning, open up some books or following some people with some knowledge and education around these themes. You're gonna need it. I promise you, you're gonna need it because right now, every single one of you are in alignment and or time to receive a blessing, and you don't want to fuck that up over, not healing something that's completely irrelevant or meant to take you down. These are tests. These are times of tests. You are going to be tested because 9 times out of 10, you've already passed something. So Spirit's gonna throw some stuff at you and be like, okay. So you say you ready for this new change. You've been begging and begging and begging. All right, I'm gonna throw some shit at you and I'm gonna need you to jump, move out the way, put up some boundaries, have something to do during the day. I'm just saying, y'all. Don't say I didn't warn you. And I'll be back to talk about all the Aries new moon, maybe tomorrow. Depends on how I fucking feel. But anyways, I love and appreciate y'all. I hope you found this information helpful. Peace.